All right, welcome to Bucket Foria. We are back again. This is a basketball podcast presented by the Sports Dynasty podcast and Mafia Sports Report. I'm glad to be back. We're here with some spicy talk today. I think it's early, but there's a lot of players playing really phenomenal right now. And I would ask Alex, what do you think about this potentially being one of the all-time greatest MVP races?
I mean, it's definitely up there. We got a lot of players that's performing as of right now, whether it be the best player in the NBA and Giannis Antetokounmpo, or whether it be new players be in new faces in Donovan Mitchell, and even some surprising faces as well as like Pascal Siakam so far in the first few weeks, looking amazing.
Yeah, these guys, they're playing at an all-time high level. Giannis, and Luka.
And Luka, yeah. Luka, Tatum, and Murray going at 3-2, which rightfully so, they've been doing their thing.
I'll be honest, I've taken quite a liking to this season to Donovan Mitchell. And if anyone knows me, I've always been very critical of Donovan Mitchell. I've never really been a fan of him. But I'll tell you this, the Cavaliers are the team that I've watched the most this year. And I really love that little stretch that they went when Garland caught that eyelash. And Donovan Mitchell pretty much just took the keys. He was the main playmaker. And he's what, averaging 31 a game?
He's averaging
31 a game.
31 and damn near 6 assists.
And 6 assists. And, what I come to understand is that since he's in such a talented team and he doesn't have the usage that he used to have back in Utah, we're kind of seeing how good he truly is right now. And I think with him being there, the Cavaliers I think they're top two team in the league right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this right now. This is one of his lower usage rate seasons so far. I mean, this is with Darius Garland missed sometimes, so I expect that percentage to drop down a little bit more, since Darius Garland also has the ball in his hand.
Right.
But my biggest thing with Donovan Mitchell, I've always been one of his bigger defenders because it's like, obviously, yeah, like he can be a pretty inefficient shot checker at times, but at the end of the day, he has to do that.
Yeah,
or else the Jazz will not score points.
Yeah, I think what this season is showing me is, I kind of knew he had to, but what this season is showing me is he is willing to trust, because it looks like a match made in heaven.
Right.
Like it looks like he was meant to play with this team. I mean, he finds Dean Wade. He always finds Kevin Love. He always got these big guys getting lobs. He always finds a way to move the ball with these guys. Yet he still averages 31 a game, with a lower usage, like Alex said.
Right, and the biggest thing also is like, again, is like, since they have less responsibility on offense this year than they did last year, the past couple years, that means he could be a better defender now because he can focus more energy on the defensive end of the ball.
Right.
And next thing you know,
I'm glad you said that, because while Alex and I was talking about this yesterday, I was looking at I always like to check defensive rating stats between players. Donovan Mitchell's in the top 15 of defensive rating. So he has taken a step up in the defensive end. And like Alex was saying, again, when his usage is lower on the offensive end, he could commit more on different things. So this is just an all-around basketball team with the addition of Donovan Mitchell. And I think it's safe to say at this point they are championship contenders with his arrival.
Yeah, they are right now. Again, still early. It's like 11, 12 games in. Lost back-to-back games to California teams, by the way.
Right. That Clippers one, that should have not happened, but
no, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Don't lose Sacramento. Don't give them hope. How dare you?
Exactly. I seen that game. Those were one of those games where they just didn't have it.
No, it happens. And Sacramento, as of late, has looked solid.
Yeah, they played Golden State tough. They just beat Cleveland.
No, the only reason why they also Golden State is because Steph Curry won Super Saiyan.
Right, exactly. Pretty much, yeah. He went finals mode on them. Now that we got Donovan Mitchell out the
let's talk about Luka for a little while, and we're gonna be quick on this one because it's more of the same from past couple years, and maybe for a team's perspective, that isn't what you want.
Yeah, it's kind of not. What I would say is, let's wait till Christian Wood comes back. Let's wait till he gets more games in with this group. But I'll say with Luka, it just looks like things just get easier for him, like every year.
Yeah, he averaging 35, 8, 8 currently.
Yeah, 35, 8, and 8 is ridiculous. I mean, it is ridiculous. He just scores at will. I think there was this clip the other day when they played. Good game too, by the way. If anybody's seen it, when they played Toronto, they had a really, really, really good game. And there was this
the game when Pascal got hurt.
Yeah, the game Pascal got hurt. And there was this sequence where Luka was just dribbling back and forth. He spun, went between the legs, and he just scored a fadeaway midi. And it was just that play is an example of just how the season is going for him, where everything he's just knocking. He's just knocking everything. He's just getting buckets left and right. He's rebounding. He's playmaking at will. So just the dominating factor, the way he's dominating right now this league, I have to put him up there as well.
Right. The only thing I'll say is that, again, they're not winning that many games, whether like 6-4 in the season so far.
And they recently just lost to Orlando without Paolo Banchero, so that's a bad loss.
But it's more so because their shooters aren't really shooting well. You got Luka shooting himself 28% from 3, Bullock shooting 30, Hardaway Jr. shooting 31.5, and Dorian Finney-Smith shooting 32% from 3.
But that's the thing with this team. Even though those guys, more times than not, I will kind of trust them to make their shots, especially like Finney-Smith and Tim Hardaway. When the season, as the season gradually gets going, I'm sure those guys will get more hot, and then the Dallas Mavericks will start winning more games.
About you. The shooters got knocked down their shots, and I think Luka's assist numbers will go up, but his points will go down. It's what you want.
So he might. There's a possibility he could end this season with leading the league in assists.
Right. Let's talk about my boy Jason Tatum real quick.
He's playing really well too. He's playing really well.
I feel like he's kind of been quietly playing pretty well. I feel like
it's like on the low, kind of. Yeah.
I feel like not many people talking about him.
I think Tatum evolved to this point. You remember back then with Giannis, where it's kind of a thing where maybe no one really cares what he does anymore until he does something in like June, I guess.
Right.
Because he is playing really good.
Yeah, he's averaging 31-7.
Yeah, he's averaging 31-7.
And Boston's 8-3.
Yeah, and I think they had the game of the year with the Cleveland game. That game was just amazing. Well, they had two of them like that. The one where Tatum, at Cleveland, when he dunked on Jared Allen, for a big clutch time bucket. Yeah, I have no complaints with Jason Tatum. That's another guy that we could mention. That's the whole point with this topic is that there's so many guys where we can make cases for them to be in the runnings for at least to say in the conversation to win MVP.
But my thing about yesterday, because I feel like at least in terms of like eye tests, it just feels like Giannis is just clearly superior over everybody.
For me, it's Giannis and Mitchell. That's me. It's Giannis and Mitchell. I think Giannis is playing at an equal level as Donovan Mitchell. I believe Donovan Mitchell is playing at an equal level than Giannis right now.
I don't know what. I just can't say that. I watched them both. Mitchell looks amazing.
He looks phenomenal. He looks phenomenal.
But Giannis, it looks like he got better again.
Giannis does look like he got better. He does look like he got better.
Like, you ask yourself, how you get better from being the best already?
Yeah, he's kind of in that. I would say he's in that LeBron Miami run where when you feel like he's reached a level, you say, well, how can he get better than this? And then he comes out better. Right. And you're like, how is this even possible? So I agree with you with how amazing Giannis is. I just think the complete turnaround that Donovan Mitchell made with this Cavaliers team is just, I'm in awe of it right now. I'm in awe of it.
No, and I understand it. And again, he gave them like that offensive punch that they really needed. Like he is what they needed in that
exactly.
Team. And he's living up to it so far. I am not denying he's having an amazing season. I just think it's the greatness of Giannis is just that, No,
and I understand. I'm not completely disagreeing with you. I completely understand if everyone thinks that Giannis is the MVP. That's fine. Just my opinion. I just think I got Donovan Mitchell and Giannis like right here. But I completely understand if anyone wants to say that Giannis is, way above, because I get it, because they are playing phenomenal. They were like the last undefeated team. I think he's top 3 in defensive rating. That's not surprised. He's Giannis. What is he at? Like 32 and 12? Something like that. Yeah, so he's like
and 5 assists, by the way.
And 5 assists. So he's just it's kind of like he's playing like Wilt Chamberlain, but he's insane. He's insane. He's insane. So I definitely agree with. I think he's definitely. I would say number 1. That's fine, but I definitely think Donovan Mitchell is number 2.
I do agree with that.
Yeah,
I think definitely too, because he's. I don't sound like a record way, but he looks great. I want to put out a petition real quick. I want to disqualify Paolo Banchero for the Rookie of the Year race, Because when I watched this man play,
that man ain't a rookie.
That man ain't a rookie.
That man, when he is one of the most NBA ready players I've ever seen. It's up there with him, Dame, Bron. I got Pomelo there too. He's just up there with the best rookies that I've ever seen in this game's history.
I watched this man play, and he looks like a 5-year vet.
He does,
and when you're playing the game to your own pace, it's like I feel like that's what most young guys kind of struggle with.
Yeah, I agree.
But he came into the league doing this.
Right, he came into the league doing it. Yeah, it's like the jitters are non-existent. He's not fazed by whoever he's up against. He's not fazed by them. He feels like he can overwhelm whoever he's playing, no matter if they're the top players in the league, no matter if they're a great defensive matchup towards him. It just doesn't matter. And like you said, he plays at his own pace. I rarely see this guy make many mistakes.
Right.
He usually always makes the right play, especially when he's looking to score, because this guy gets on attack mode. He had a poster the other day. It was just disgusting. This dude, and I had a feeling about this. I had a feeling that he was going to win Rookie of the Year like a month or two in. Like, he already got it. And that's how it was with, like, Damian Lillard. Like, 2 months in, he already won the Rookie of the Year award. So it's like, now, but Benedict he's second, but it is a very big gap.
But
it's a very big gap. But Paolo is amazing. He's so
Benedict second and Jaden Ivey's third.
Jaden Ivey's third. Yeah,
that'd be my top 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like Paolo Banchero looks absolutely sensational. Again, like I say, that man ain't no rookie. He may be like 18, 19 years old, maybe 20.
He playing like he's 25.
We play like he 26, 7 years in.
Mm-hmm. Can rookies made All-Star game before, right? Wasn't it Blake Griffin who did it?
Blake did it. I think Shaq did it.
Oh, Shaq did it. So he can do that.
But things are kind of different now. They just don't. Like,
it's been a minute, right?
Because you can say like back in 2017, Ben Simmons should have made it as a rookie, but he did it.
That's a fair point.
That's
a fair point.
I don't think he's rookie either, but for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was like
Blake
that?
wasn't either. Remember?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Mitchell that same year.
Yeah, I was about to say Mitchell that same year. Yeah, you could argue probably what John Moran was a rookie, right? He was a pretty good rookie.
Yeah, he was a pretty good rookie, but I think everybody was better than him, though. Still.
Okay.
And there's one more. Oh, Luka Doncic.
Oh, Luka. So then it might have evolved into an unwritten rule area where rookies kind of don't make it.
Right.
Let's say he's dominating at a level where maybe he might break it, but we'll find out.
He might again, but it's like I don't know. I think we're at a point where they just wanted to play a year before they make All-Star team,
right?
Which I think is stupid, by the way. I don't understand that.
I don't get it. If you like Dion will always say, if you ball, you get the call, man.
Right.
If he's balling and he's all-star material and you believe he deserves to make it, just have him in it. Just have him in it. They probably feel bad for those vets, though. That's probably what it is. Those vets that's trying to be a first-time all-star and they haven't got it yet.
Right.
That's probably guys like that is probably why they don't let those rookies get in.
Which, to a certain extent, I do understand, but it's also like, hey, yo, play better.
Now I'm on your side with that. I'm just saying maybe that's what they think that's what they're probably doing. But I'm on your side. You ball, you get the calls. As simple as that.
Right. And he'll be in a short list too. That's actually made an All-Star team as a rookie too. Because not many players really have that.
Speaking of a award that's already being won, you know where I feel that way towards most improved with Desmond Bane.
Oh yeah.
It feels like he's gonna just get that already.
I don't think it's a runaway because Halliburton is also really, really good.
Halliburton, okay, that's very true. Halliburton is really, 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 really good. I still think Desmond Bane's one. I still think it's one, and I feel like I'm confident in saying it too. Like I wouldn't really think about it, but Halliburton is creeping. So I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
And I feel about it. And 6-man Kevin Love.
Yeah, Kevin Love. That's another one.
Because Christian was missing time.
Because Christian was missing time. So Kevin Love, out there say because of Christian Wood missing that time, Kevin Love might have just got it in the bag. Because I can see Kevin Love continuing to play like this, especially the way that team, they already have this togetherness.
Right.
And this is back to my point with the Donovan Mitchell thing, where I even got a sense of leadership from him, where he just changed the environment of this basketball team. Where I feel like Kevin Love's gonna play this the whole year. I feel like he's gonna play this the whole year because he's another one. He just makes the right plays all the time. It always feels like when he's open for three, it feels like he's gonna make it every single time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think he recently had a game. He had like 8 threes. I forgot who it was against. I think it was a game like that. He's just playing phenomenal at the
Against New York.
Against New York, yeah, he's just playing phenomenal at the 6-man role. Christian, I mean, let's see what happens. It's a long season. It's a long season, but it's a strong case for Kevin Love right now.
So
we forgot one more guy too. Your boy, Spicy P.
For MVP.
Yeah.
Listen, the legend of MV Pascal is a real thing. Again, I don't think he has a better case than people like Giannis, Mitchell, Luka.
But he deserves to be in the
But in terms of like the name of like by its name, why can't he be up there?
He definitely should be up there.
Averaging 25, 9, and 8. He proves like the team's everything at times while watching play.
Off the sake of how he's carrying this team, I will edge him off over Tatum slightly. I will slightly do it.
By definition of most valuable player.
Of definition of most valuable, yeah. Because it feels like he's whatever is left of this team at the moment, he's holding it together. He's simply, I mean, in the defensive end, he's up. He getting boards. Obviously, he got like 11 boards, and this guy's undersized. This is an undersized big. He scores at will. It just feels like it kind of feels like he got better.
He's a true definition of a positionless basketball player.
Yeah,
he just goes out. He just goes out of hoops.
Right. Sometimes he's low key good for like 2 threes a game.
Yes.
He's balling.
He's averaging 1.5 threes and 4 attempts, 34%.
See, so he's definitely balling, and he has caught our attention. I definitely put him in the MVP ladder for sure.
All guaranteed. Right. You ready to get before I get negative? Some news to talk about. So as you know, we didn't really get to talk about this, but I'll sprinkle some light into it. Literally like 2 minutes after we stopped last week's show, Kyrie Irving got suspended.
Yeah,
that was fun.
True. Literally like 2 minutes.
That was fun. And then you got the new head coaching hire, which is officially going to be Jacques Vaughn instead of Ime Udoka. And so far, and I think it's a combination of a few things of why the Brooklyn Nets are playing better. By the way, shout out to Tommy with his weekly
Fire Casey
comment.
I love it.
But it's like, okay, so you got the new head coaching hire, right?
Yep.
You also got Kyrie Irving be suspended, right? And I feel like since Kyrie Irving got suspended, more role players have been able to step up, and they kind of have more of a flow to their offense.
That makes absolute sense because Kyrie Irving, he takes a lot of usage. That's obvious to begin with. 2, I've always said this about him. I don't know how these players feel about him in the locker room, but if I was a teammate of Kyrie, I wouldn't like playing with him. I wouldn't really respect him too much because there's always something going on, and we're supposed to be a family. We're supposed to be brothers. I just want to go to war with each other. Can we just do that?
Right.
Can we just ball together and just win some basketball games? Kind of like Kevin Durant. All you want to do is hoop. All Kevin Durant want to do is hoop. So all he want to do, and look, Kyrie Irving's out of there. And I mean, this is a trend. It's nothing new. Whenever Kyrie Irving's not around, his team looks better. This has always been happening. They respect this new coach. I've already seen more respect for this coach than I've ever seen with Steve Nash. So when they won that game, their first game, he went into the locker room and he was telling these guys, listen, you got a day off, but we hit the road and let's get back at it. And Kevin Durant said, now we got to give you the game ball. Congratulations, coach. And everyone cheered, kind of like what the Lakers did for Darvin Ham. So they respect this guy. So they're going to follow his lead.
Right. And again, it's like we kind of talk about, I don't want to talk about it too much. It's like, it's amazing what a culture and what an actual leader of men can actually do.
Definitely.
It seems like says Tyrone. I keep wanting to call him Tyrone Corbin. That's not Tyrone Corbin. It's amazing what Jacques Vaughn has been able to command leadership in this team. He's a great leader of men so far, and he's actually riding the ship that Steve Nash kind of wrecked, right? In a sense,
it kind of reminds me of you remember Cleveland when
they had that one
David Blatt. They had David Blatt, but the team kind of gravitated towards Tyronn Lue.
Right.
And then what ended up happening is David Blatt was gone, and Tyronn Lue became the coach, and the players loved Tyronn Lue.
The example I thought he was going to use is when they had that one coach. It was after Tyronn Lue. John Snape's over the B cannot remember to save our life. The coach before Bickerstaff.
Coach before Bickerstaff? I can't remember.
And they kind of fired him midway through his first season
because
he was that bad. And I think the players hated him with a burning passion.
Right.
And then you kind of see some sort of progress among the team when he got fired. And they played JB Bickerstaff, who's still the coach for the team today.
They love JB Bickerstaff, man.
And it works. Look at Chicago with Jim Boylan.
Great point.
And I'm about to say, Zach LaVine, I'm surprised he didn't fight him.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
No, I'm being
Yo, I forgot about that. There was a big problem between those two.
Like the whole team hated him, but Zach LaVine really loathed that man.
Mm-hmm. I forgot about wow. It was really bad down there in Chicago between those two guys.
Yeah, it was.
That was really bad. Yeah, I mean, it's a huge part, man. It's a huge part. Like, hey, listen, when those players want to go through a wall for your coach, it develops a bond with this team, and a lot of sacrifices get made for that end goal that you have in mind.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't throw a parade when he got fired on Boylan.
Yeah, I'm surprised too.
But moving on, let's get a little negative here. Let's talk about everybody's here's favorite team, the Minnesota Timberwolves. So, saw a stat earlier this week, and apparently their starting five lineup that consists of D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Cat, and Rudy Gobert has the worst offensive rating. Now, that's bad enough.
Very bad.
What makes it worse is their offensive rating is 95.1 in the year 2022.
In the year 2022, yep.
I'm pretty sure that's bad in 1980. I'm pretty sure that's still really bad in 1980.
I think 80s, it was high up in 80s. Yeah.
But this is even worse. Mm-hmm. And then what makes it even worse is that the next lowest team is the New York Knicks at 107.7. So you're a whole 12.6 points per offensive rating per 100 possessions as a starting five lineup. And I watched this team play.
It's bad.
I know the Timberwolves didn't go anywhere. It's like whenever they have something, they just have to find a way to ruin it.
That's true. Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
That's true.
And I'm sorry. I'm not saying this quick because it's like, okay, so last year's performance didn't go exactly as planned. You should have beat the Grizzlies in that first round. You really should have.
They should have.
It is what it is. They're young. It's one of those things. Okay, you can build upon this. And then you throw a defensive big next to Cat will help. Cool. Bigger size. You want to let Brandon Clark get like 15 offensive rebounds on you. It made sense. Not when you trade your half your team and half your draft capital. I can't even say half. It was 95% of it.
Mm-hmm.
For a center who didn't win Defensive Player of the Year 3 times, but it has proven that when it comes to the playoffs, he's a straight liability. When I could legitimately make the argument that I don't know if he's better than Acapulco or not.
He's a situational player.
He is more of a situational player.
Yeah, he's a situational player.
And you traded players like Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, who's really solid for them, by the way.
Who gets a lot of boards.
Patrick Beverly, who eventually got cut. More players who I can't think right now, but it's a lot. Just know that.
Those were the main three. Malik Beasley was your guy off the bench. He was your sixth man pretty much.
Right.
He was the one he was the shot creator too. He was the one to get the ball off the dribble, to get a couple threes. Patrick Beverly developed as a main playmaker in your team, and he actually shot well in that team too from 3. Vanderbilt was your rebound, was your glass guy. So all 3 of those guys had their roles, and they played really well in it. That's why they were a playoff team.
And so I think it's like people forgot, right, when the Gobert trade happened, there's like it's gonna work. Which I want people who thought it's gonna work in the regular season too. I'm not gonna say and be religious about it.
I agree with you. Regular season, of course, I thought it would work too.
But the thing is that I kind of like what I feel like people did forget is like, do you realize Cat doesn't play defense, right?
He doesn't.
Like Cat doesn't really play defense. D'Angelo Russell is a decent team defender, but as an individual defender, he's really bad.
And he probably has a lot of responsibility in defensive end now that since they have no rotation.
Right, you got it. Anthony Edwards, who on defensive end, Loki doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't. That's another problem for him to be that bad defensive end. He definitely should be scoring way more. If you can,
For context, he's averaging the same amount of points as last year, which is 21 points per game. For context,
yeah.
And for someone who it feels like he doesn't give a damn about defense at all, why aren't you averaging like 27 points per game?
Yeah, he should definitely be looking to score 30 a night. If he's going to be that bad at the other end, at least so he could trade it off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he should. Yeah, that's a big problem.
And the Timberwolves are 14th in defense rating. It's tied with the Lakers actually, but because Lakers as of late kind of been had to look too hot defensively, which makes sense.
They play Utah twice.
Yeah. Utah is a guaranteed 120 points per round.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. But it's like, okay, you got that, and then you got Jaden McDaniels, who lengthy player. He's all right defensively, but
decent,
this is not much different from the situation that Rudy Gobert got traded out of.
Not much different, no.
In terms of defensively, because he still has to anchor everything.
Yep. And it's actually, it's crazy. In terms of offense, the Utah team is better. At least you had Conley, who could shoot threes.
Who could shoot threes and play make.
You had Joe Ingles, who could
shoot threes and play make.
Shoot threes and play make. And you had Bogdanovich, who could shoot threes and play make.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? So at least you had those options there alongside with Donovan Mitchell. So you could try to get some work, and that's why they were a consistent playoff team. They'll win a whole bunch of games because in the regular season, they're tough to defend.
Right.
Because at times they get hot, they run you off the building. That's fine. This team, they don't have that. They don't have the offensive potential. And it's really more, you got to really rely on Anthony Edwards to have an explosion, or Cat to be playing well. But when Cat is not shooting the three well, it's kind of hard for him to get his rhythm going. And it doesn't help when the floor is not spread with Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, and
D'Lo's
lost cause.
Yeah, he's lost cause.
Again, if you go trade for Rudy Gobert, I don't know why he was a part of the trade. And you could have kept like Malik Beasley or something like that.
They should have kept Malik Beasley. Definitely should have kept him.
But again, it's like you've had and it's not like wasn't options out there for you to get a playmaking point guard. Like you could have tried to sign a person like Ricky Rubio. You could have tried to sign a person like that. Hell, if sometimes when I quit, I feel like Jordan McLaughlin is better than Jason Russell.
That's sad that I agree with you. That's sad that I agree with
you. Am
I
out of bounds for saying that? I don't think I am.
That's sad that I agree with you on that.
Because
listen, Javion Carter better than D'Lo.
Javion Carter dropped 36 and 12.
He did drop 36.
His last game. Listen, shout out to him.
Shout out to Javion.
To Javion Carter. But it's like, again, like you're averaging 14 points. You're shooting a lot of shots which aren't going in. You're averaging 14 points in 30%.
You're shooting a lot of shots that are not going in.
He's not even shooting 40%, and his true shooting percentage is not even 50. He's bad this year. He averages 5 assists and 3 turnovers per game.
His assists kind of doesn't even matter.
Exactly. Like how helping your team score and the other team score at the same time.
There got to be something wrong with D'Lo, man.
No, he's cooked.
Yeah, he's cooked. I guess he got to go. Got to hang it up.
No, he got to go somewhere else because this team is not for him.
Yeah, it's not for him. Man.
Because
they put too much responsibility with no floor spacing. It's just terrible.
Like, how you average 5 assists per game and you're going to be more than that? The turnovers are up there.
That's true.
At least double it. At least give me 6.
I agree 100%. This is dumpster fire. This team is dumpster fire. Offensively, they just can't score.
And again, and it's not the first time this happened. Again, you traded Levine, Markkanen, and Chris Dunn for Butler.
Yeah.
Only 5 years ago?
That feels like so long ago.
It does feel like so long ago.
It feels like so long ago. Yeah.
You only traded him 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You traded for Derrick Rose and you signed a bunch of vets.
Derrick Rose, who played well for the team.
Who played well for the team. And then you proceed to piss Jimmy Butler off because your players are too soft. Either it turns out Wiggins just need to get the hell up out of there.
Yeah, it's true.
Shout out to A-Wig.
You ran Jimmy Butler out of town.
You ran Jimmy Butler out of town. Yeah. You traded for Covington Sarge to a side of players, but you could have got more for Butler.
Could have got more. Yes.
And then you let Derrick Rose walk for some reason.
They let Derrick Rose, who played. I never understood that. I never understood why they let Derrick Rose walk. I never get the The resurrection of Derrick Rose started there.
Yeah, he dropped 82 in Utah.
Yeah, he had a 50-point game there. He shot well from 3 there. He looked good in Minnesota. I don't know why they let him walk. But that's the problem. It feels like when they're in the cuffs of something, they let it go right away.
Right, and then bonus content. You also traded up to get a player, and his player's name is Jerry Culver, who you got rid of in 2 years. Which roughly so, okay, he's not good.
Yeah, he's trash, but bad draft pick.
And you know what your pick was? That Phoenix had? Cameron Johnson.
One of the better role players in this entire league.
Which I don't know if you said last week because I don't know when this happens particularly, but get well soon.
Cameron Johnson, yeah.
But it's ridiculous. Again, it's like every single time you have something, it feels like you might have something. Dating back to the days of Garnett, you might have something. You just let it go.
Yeah.
And I'm sick and tired. It's like
this team is addicted to failure.
Exactly. Yeah. They can't shake out the stench. It's like Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
Again, hence why
at least Sacramento is like consistently bad. And Minnesota kind of like teases you.
Right. Well, Sacramento they give us that 1 year with tease us when
that's 1 year.
With the GOAT Dave Yeager head coach.
Yeah, that's 1 year though.
That's only 1 year, but still.
Like after last year, I'm thinking, Minnesota probably gonna make the playoffs every year. You know, Anthony Edwards is gonna develop to a superstar. Cat's gonna get better. You know, they got these other guys. It's gonna be a pretty decent team. I could see them consistently making the playoffs.
No, they're 5-7.
Yeah.
They're 5-7. Again, and it's only kind of like what I'm saying. It's only about 12 games in.
Yeah, it's true.
Things can change. They can go like on a 10-game win streak, and Anthony Edwards averages like 30 in that stretch, and everything's all good.
I can see that. That's definitely true. We're just talking for what we're seeing currently. That's what we're doing. I mean, you know, that's what we're doing.
What are you curious about? But you got to let go of that Popeye's biscuit and that Popeye's chicken, and you know, get your diet right because Cat ain't liking that too much. Cat
went on a press conference and he wasn't happy
put him
about
on
that. Yeah, he put him on blast. He's like, get off those Popeyes, bro.
And I'm sorry, but if you gotta put your business out, put your locker room business out on the press, that is not a good look.
That means they're not in a good spot.
And again, Minnesota. Nice to know you never changed. Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to another team I'm a little intrigued with, but I'm also kind of curious with as well. I want to talk about with New Orleans a little bit off the simple fact is like, does it feel like they should be better?
I feel like they should be better, but my thing is they're not terrible. So I'm fine with where they're at now because it's early, and I'm sure they're gonna take off soon. Brandon Ingram did get hurt. He just came back, so I'm gonna pay close attention to this current stretch right now because for the most part they're kind of like healthy right now.
Yeah, no, they're the most healthy
they're healthy right now. So I'm gonna pay attention to the stretch, probably the stretch of like these next 10 games, and I'm gonna really see where they're at. But I am on the radar. I'm with you. I'm on the radar. They should be better, but it is early, and they just got Ingram back.
And there's one thing. I think difference rate's better. I thought, okay, yeah, okay, because I thought because there's a lot of games I've seen them a lot of points and all that. I thought difference rate was all that. They're 12.
I know one game. I mean, they went to OT. It was the Atlanta game.
The game. There's Indiana where Miles Turner of all people dropped damn near 40 on you.
I don't have nothing to explain about that. I don't know how that happens.
I don't know how that happens either.
I don't know how that happens.
Like, had you ever got 30 in the game before?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. There was one player remember the one player last year did something like that. I said, I don't even think he ever done that before. And he was like, yes, I'm sure he has. I'm like, I don't think so. And then that was the first time he did it. Do you remember?
I don't remember what the name is. I don't remember his name.
I can't remember who it is. But Miles Turner is one of those players where I don't feel like Miles Turner will ever explode. I feel like he's gonna do what he does, and that's all you're gonna get. You see an explosion from Miles Turner, it's like, what just happened?
Right, because again, like 37-12. Great game, by the way. Shout out to him.
Shout out.
But it's like, huh?
Yeah, it was confusing. I was like, how did this even happen?
I watched that game, by the way. I still can't put into words what particularly happened.
Yeah. I mean, with this team, my thing with this team, the level of comfort I have with this team is they have 3 phases of just reliable buckets. Right? CJ. You already know what he does. He could do it many ways. He could do it through the pick and roll and work from within the pick and roll, or he could just simply go one-on-one.
No, because there's games I watched CJ McCollum play.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like he don't miss.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. It looks like games you don't miss. My favorite option, which is BI, where that man is a bucket. You can't stop that man. He has a multitude of ways to score. It's however he wants it, pretty much.
Right.
His fadeaway is automatic. Then you have Zion, who's just he overpowers you and then gets that bucket. So they have 3 phases of in ways in which they could rely on to get a bucket. So I'm not really. And then their other option is they could have like a little midi with Jonas. Yeah, so I'm not really. Again, like I said, BI was out. They had that nail biter against Atlanta. They weren't even supposed to win that game. They actually came back and almost stole it. So I'm not too worried yet. I'm mostly also another reason why I'm not also worried about it is because it seems like just everyone is like that.
That it should be better.
Yeah, that's not everyone. That's not Cleveland, Milwaukee, or like Memphis.
Yeah, because there's another thing I want to talk about too,
Yeah.
and not in terms of like panic, but a little eyebrow raising. And
who?
We don't know this. We don't.
Oh yeah,
you don't know this.
Yeah,
it's Golden State.
You think it's time?
Golden State.
You think it's time
for it to
be a problem?
I want to talk about Golden State a little bit because this one, because
you know what I'm gonna say, right?
Oh,
okay.
I'll get to him.
All right,
I'll get to him. So, the main 2 young players I want to talk about, and I'll let him handle the other one, Kuminga Moody. So, I don't like the fact that they got into a point where they rather play a player named Anthony Lamb who's right on. Oh no, I didn't know who he was until
I have no idea who that is.
Sacramento.
I have no idea.
And it feels like it's because their young players aren't playing well.
Which is, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm surprised, especially with Kuminga, because he played really well in international basketball. I watched a lot.
He looked good last year.
Yeah, he looked good last year, right? And he went into international basketball this summer, and he looked great. He was dominant. Now I understand those are different players, but this is what I'm saying. You know who also looked good at international basketball? Lauri Markkanen. Look at the way he's playing.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that team in a minute too.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll get to that.
So I'm thinking Kuminga, Kuminga's gonna come in. He's gonna play really well. He's gonna get some buckets. That's what I was thinking. So
no, I expect him and Moses Moody to take a next step up.
And Moody too, yeah. So that surprises me.
But it's like they look worse.
They do. They do. And it's weird. It's like, why? They're the same team.
Especially on the defensive side of the ball, which, hell, they even get out. Did they even play against the Kings? Can they go and play 9 minutes and so did Moody?
Are they really? I find it hard to believe that they're so bad that they can't even play.
Like, no, it's weird, but there has to be a reason why.
No, there's a reason.
Steve Kerr preferred to play a player like Anthony Lamb.
No, I got it. I hear you.
And again, and Poole is the better defender too. Don't get me wrong, but at least you know what Poole's gonna give you on the offensive side of the ball.
Of course.
So yeah, you pay again. There's what they paid the man.
Yeah, of course. Always rely on. I always trust him. I always trust Poole. He showed it. He proved it.
But the other young guys just aren't stepping up. And again, I said it's like 50,000 times, but I'm saying it again. It's early.
It is early. But you want to know who's this one young guy who's worse than both of them?
What's his name?
James Wiseman. See, I'm in the camp where I just think he sucks. And I think he's a bust.
That's crazy.
That's just where I'm at. That's just where I'm at right now. Every time I watch this team play, this man on defense is horrible. Okay? He's horrible. I think there was a stat that he's the worst.
You sent me, yeah.
He's like the worst defender. The worst in terms of centers, he is the worst defender.
Per stat muse.
Yeah, per stat muse. He's horrible on the pick and rolls. He looks horrible on reads. He misses little bunnies too. I've seen that.
He does.
He misses layups where it's like, bro, you should not be missing that. James Wiseman sucks. I think with James Wiseman we were all in an area where we expected him to be great, and now people's in an area where people are still waiting. But I'm at the area where it's just accepted.
You tapped out.
He's gone. He's just garbage. It happens. There's draft bust. That's where I'm at. I think Wiseman sucks. I think he's a draft bust, and he is a defensive liability to the point that it's hurting this entire team.
Yeah, getting a DNP coach decision last game is crazy.
There's a reason why he's getting that. He is a defensive liability
lie to you.
at a magnitude where he's affecting the entire basketball team. This is the Golden State Warriors. He's affecting the entire basketball team. Like Alex said, it is early, but Wiseman, what I saw from his tendencies, he is garbage. To me, that's me. He's garbage.
Also, there's a report that they're kind of more on options of putting Kuminga and old dude on Wiseman down in the G League.
Really? Kuminga wow. Wiseman, I think he needs it.
And honestly,
that's crazy though, Kuminga. Wow.
And honestly, it's an option. It's an option, which honestly would not be the stupidest thing in the world to do that.
I don't think it hurts to try.
Right.
I don't think it hurts to try.
Because players can get better from that.
Of course. Yeah, that's what it's there for.
Shout out to one of the players that you paid, Jordan Poole.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he was down there with Jeremy Lin.
He was
teammates with Jeremy Lin. There.
I forget that. Yeah, he was.
Jordan Poole and Jeremy Lin were teammates in G League.
But they're 4-7 right now, but it's not because they're starters.
No.
Wiggins playing well. Steph Curry looks amazing still.
Yeah, Wiggins does play well.
Clay is very inconsistent, but you kind of expect that at this point.
I think Draymond scores more.
And Draymond looks all right.
He looks all right. He actually scores more. But you need depth in this league.
But
you need depth in this league. And if your other guys are not playing well,
it's insane that when your bench comes in, and they're not a lot of points.
And now you got Steph Curry in finals mode. It's too early for that.
In November,
it's too early for that.
Yeah, there's more points Draymond averaged since his last All-Star.
Since his last, I knew it.
No, because that All-Star year was last year.
Okay.
I meant 2018.
2018. I knew it because I'm like every time I look, I'm like I see 10. Well, I see like 11. I'm like
7-9.
11-9. I'm like Draymond. He's scoring. He's scoring the ball. There was one game too I watched with Juan, and I was like, he scored a lot of points. It was that Charlotte game. It was that Charlotte. I think he had over 12 or something like that in that Charlotte game. Of course, he scored a lot of points in this game.
Of course, it's Charlotte. I'm telling you,
it's crazy because they lost that game too.
Oh, okay, PG Washington.
PG Washington shot like 30, but what I'm saying is Draymond is scoring more in this team.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, I think he's probably doing it because he kind of has to.
That's why.
That's why it's a problem. But James Wiseman sucks. He's a bust, bro. That's where I'm at. James Wiseman is a bust. He got 12. James Wiseman is a bust, and he's affecting this team defensively.
Not gonna go there yet.
I understand. That's fine. That's fine.
He's knocking on that door, though.
He is.
He is not. It's crazy too because it's the 2021 draft class, right? That's when Anthony Edwards and LaMelo. Mm-hmm. But people say they should have took LaMelo, which I'm still saying they shouldn't have. I feel like Wiseman is what the right pick was. It just didn't work out, which happens.
No, he was the right pick. It just did. What can you do? It didn't work out.
But that's another thing. We got some players that were really good. And like Anthony Edwards, even we say he needs to be better.
Yeah. Well, his stats are not bad, but to his standards, we expect greatness from Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, he's no overall pick. I get it.
Exactly.
But there's a few players that in this lottery, in this draft class, straight misses.
Straight misses. Let's go through.
Wiseman.
Okay.
So far. Okoro looking like a straight miss.
Yeah, he looks like a third round pick.
Killian Hayes, I'm done with him. He's trash.
Yeah, he is.
Like he's like the first one in draft class. I'm like,
he's garbage. Yeah.
Oh no, he's garbage. And does Kira Lewis Jr. play?
Who?
Kira Lewis.
No.
Kyra Lewis, the Pelicans do.
No, he don't play.
And Aaron Neesmith was also a lottery pick. That's what I'm mentioning.
Aaron Neesmith. Okay. These are guys with lottery picks?
The Neesmith and the Lewis were lower. They're 13 and 14.
Okay.
But yeah, Hayes was 7. Okoro was 5. The West is 2.
Yeah. That's crazy how Okoro was the best one out of them. And that's just how bad the other two were.
Patrick Williams, who's kind of on that fringe, but they kind of drafted him to kind of be like the
role that he's playing. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And that's really about it.
Patrick Williams is better than all of those guys, though.
Oh yeah,
without question.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying,
without question.
And Jalen Smith he's meh. He's on the fringe, but you're the 10th pick. That's why I would give you much shit for it. But I'm on the fringe for it. And now I'm gonna leave Denny alone. Denny's pretty good.
Who?
Denny Dia.
Oh yeah, I like him. I enjoy watching him play.
But
I enjoy watching him.
He's pretty good. Except offensively, he's another one. He's kind of hard to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like got some players who's really good, some players who's really bad in that draft. it feels like already it's only their third year.
Yeah, that's true. Look at the two after. Yeah. Yeah, look at the one after. I mean, I'm sorry. What you got?
K, Scotty, and Mobley.
Yeah. And these guys, they look.
And those are the best three.
Those are the best three, yeah.
And I feel like there's more, but I can't really think of it. All right, so moving on. So let's finally talk about them. I feel like we've been delaying this.
It's been a minute, right?
Talk about Utah. Let's talk about the Utah Jazz.
All right.
The best team in the West.
The best in the West. Well, they're first. They're 10-3, right?
They're 10-3, yes.
If what I'll say is if you haven't watched this team yet because you're on this wave and you're like, no way. What I would say is as an NBA fan, watch them because they are so much fun to watch. They bring this atmosphere. Alex said this to me, actually, where they look like a college basketball team. And when he says that, what I see is I see a team without fear, like at all.
They're like that. They're like that mid-major conference college team that's like not many notable players,
right?
But they fearless.
But they're fearless. Like it's I mean, and I'll tell you again, this is why I thought Lauri Markkanen took a step. He took a huge step in improvement. He is really good now. Mark Cannon, yeah. And I saw this. I think they almost won the whole thing in the international thing. I think they were in the championship.
Finland?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think they
in Eurobasket?
Yeah. I think they beat, I don't know if it was Fournier's team or Giannis's team. I think they beat one of them, right? He looked really freaking good. No, he played Franz Wagner's team.
Okay.
He played Franz Wagner's team. That's the team he played, who also looked really good there. But Lauri Markkanen looked amazing in international basketball. And then he translated it to this season where he looks unstoppable. And not to mention Malik Beasley, who I kept saying Minnesota to keep. Malik Beasley, Jordan Clarkson. These guys have no conscience, man. They will pull up on transition. They're pulling up contested shots. If they have a favorable matchup, who's their coach?
Will Hardy. He's part of the Celtics coaching staff last year.
Okay, well, he's doing a great job because whenever this team has a matchup, they will abuse it until you figure out how to stop it. Like, they will literally keep, like, for example, let's say if there's a pick and roll marketing, they'll do it the next possession, the next possession, the next possession, the next, over and over and over. Lauri Markkanen almost had a 20-point quarter against Atlanta last night.
Oh, you were telling me that?
Yeah. They just kept posting him up. Go to work. And he was either scoring or getting a foul. These guys, even I like Atlanta's team because it's Vince Carter and Dominique Wilkins.
Oh, the
commentators. And Dominique Wilkins was saying, he was like, these guys they're just too fearless. Taylor Horn Tucker, he plays with his head down. I mean, he's free. He's free. He's going to the paint and he's looking to make a statement in the paint. And that's what Vince Carter was saying. Vince Carter was like, when he goes to the paint, he goes up really strong. These guys are just completely fearless. They feel like the sky is the limit. This team is so much fun to watch.
Yeah, they are. And it's insane too, because again, it's like you look at this team, it's like, how did 10-3?
I don't know.
Like it doesn't make sense. The best player is Lauri Markkanen, and hey man, he looked good last year when he was in Cleveland.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say this. There's one guy. I think he gets his first All-Star appearance this year.
If he can spin like this, there is no question.
He's gonna get it.
It feels like maybe he's that late bloomer type of player that because he's
a late bloomer.
He kind of was mediocre in Chicago.
Yeah, he was like mid.
He took a step up when he went to Cleveland.
In Chicago, he had a bad injury, and then it took him a minute.
No, I think he had
something happen to him.
I think he had a stamina issue.
Yeah, that's what it was. Something happened to him, and then Cleveland, he looked pretty good.
Yeah, good, and then he just left again in Utah, and
he took that it kind of looks like that, you know that Julius Randle leap when he did that year in the Knicks.
Yeah,
kind of like that. Like, obviously, it's a different player, but I'm saying in terms of the drastic improvement is what I'm talking about. He just looks like he looks like a bucket, bro. He looks like he's unstoppable. You're not stopping that man. He getting his buckets whichever way you want. He can go to the paint. He can post you up. He can shoot a three in your face because he's so tall. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he'll shoot a three right over you. Like he's playing phenomenal basketball.
He is, and I'm glad. I always liked those Chicago. And
yeah, same.
it's good to see him,
Ball out.
break out. And one more team before we go on to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Start with Sacramento.
Okay.
Started off struggling off the gates, 0-4,
Mm-hmm.
and this time, and as last 6 games, 4-2, look pretty good. Beat Miami with Butler there.
They beat Miami with Butler.
Beat Charlotte.
Yep.
Lost a heartbreaker to Miami.
That was
The Tyler Hero buzzer beater. It was no Fox and no Butler for those games.
they had a classic against Orlando.
They had a classic against Orlando
Yeah.
where De'Aaron Fox pulled up from the logo to get the win.
Yep.
Heartbreaker against Golden State, and a win against, you can make the argument the best team in the league in the Cleveland Cavaliers.
They were very high against Cleveland. They were very high. But I mean, that's the list of guys that they have. I guess that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to just get really hot. Sabonis he's looked like Sabonis. He's one of the more consistent players in this league. He's looked like Sabonis. De'Aaron Fox looks phenomenal.
Yeah, no, it looking like he took that next step. He got to start turning the ball though.
He's starting to shoot a lot of threes.
And actually making them.
And making them, yeah.
Not as much. Last game was more for team effort. He had 7 players on double figures when they beat the Cavaliers.
Oh, Kevin Herter looks fantastic in this team.
He is.
Fuerte.
I don't want to say like a pleasant surprise, but I think he's better than what people thought he was going to be in this team.
Yeah, Kevin Herter looks like a prime Kyle Korver in this team. He just looks like he's a automatic bucket if he's shooting. He's going to pull up and it's going in every time. And then they got Malik Monk who gets those momentum. Malik Monk, when I love Malik Monk is he gets momentum buckets. He always gets those buckets that's like starts a run and then just things go crazy.
Right. Yeah, he did it for my team last year. It was great.
I miss it. I miss him.
Yeah, I miss him too. That's good for another. But yeah, the Kings looking pretty good on the offensive side, which kind of thought like, but just the defense would be trash, which it's better than what I thought it would be.
Yeah, it is better than what I thought it would be. And I think they're on along the lines where it's like, you know what, we'll just shoot you out. I'll shoot you. That's
the way that you be playing anyways. Just like, listen, we're just gonna outgun you, and whatever happens.
Yep, we're gonna outgun you. Yep.
And 4-6, 4-2 in the last 6 games. Play the Lakers next. With
Jesus Christ.
With maybe without LeBron because he got injured midway.
He got a groin injury.
Again, you shout to that. Mm-hmm. And Lonnie Walker may not play this game either. So that's amazing.
What's his injury?
Sick.
So whatever LeBron had, it passed on to him.
Probably.
Jesus.
Probably.
That's another team too. If you watch Sacramento, their offense is explosive. It's entertaining to watch.
No, they're fun.
Yeah, they're very fun to watch.
They're also infuriating if you're a fan, but they're fun.
Yeah, but definitely, whoever hasn't watched Utah, tune in. Utah is phenomenal. They play great basketball right now.
Yeah, that's your homework assignment. Watch the Jazz.
Yeah, watch the Jazz.
That's your homework assignment. And don't be like Kyler Murray. Do your homework, please. But that'll be it.
Kyler Murray.
But that'll be it. This show is brought to you by Sports Dynasty and Mafia Sports Report. AFC East Shakedown this Saturday. And we'll catch you on the next one next Thursday.
See ya.
Peace.